Hello and welcome to my High Finance Chimps Guide. I'm back, and this strategy was actually submitted to me by Sniper355, and then you guys voted it as the strategy you guys wanted to see, so here it is. Anyways, let's start out with a sub right over here, as low as possible and as central as possible. The way you tell that it's as central as possible is the range outline and not where it is in the water. And then place a dart monkey as bottom left as possible, right over here, and set it to strong. We will be changing his targeting quite a bit over the next few rounds, so just be ready for that. But for this round, he just stays on strong. And if you got these two pretty simple placements right, round 6 should be no issues. For the start of round 7, keep your dart monkey on strong, and once the green Bloons are defeated, set him to last, as that is by far the most consistent ways to beat the blues. Oh no, mid-round micro. It's as if you quite literally do not have 5 seconds to do it. Anyways, set it back to strong for round 8, and in the middle of it, upgrade your sub to twin guns as soon as possible. It's very important that you do this, as I'm not entirely sure if it'll kill the blue that goes on the right if you don't. Once you've gotten this, we can cruise to the end of round 10, so see you there. After round 10, place Azili right over here as bottom left as possible, and set to strong. Azili actually isn't that important in this run. She does do some pretty good mid-game mob damage, but it's not entirely required, and we don't even use her Hex ability, which is the main good part of her kit, and that's pretty surprising. At some point before round 14, upgrade your sub to a 0-1-1, barbed darts, and twin guns. I'm not entirely sure if this is needed to beat 14 specifically, but we do need it for the rest of the early game and round 100. We'll get to that way later, but yeah. And then, place a druid right over here as top right as possible before round 15. This guy will be our Spirit of the Forest in the late game, and might as well get him now, because he'll do pretty good here. He's not entirely needed for this round, as you can just change your sub-targeting right at the start of the round, and you can do it, but it's just more consistent and easy. At the beginning of round 19, upgrade your sub to airburst darts. I'd recommend doing this as soon as possible, just for the most consistency. It seems like 25 can get a bit close with the purple sometimes, so you might want to upgrade your druid earlier than I do. And you're going to want to upgrade it to a 130 Druid of the Jungle set to first. It's pretty important that it is set to first, so yeah, just do that. Before round 33, place a spike factory right over here as top right as possible. Placing it as top right as possible will help with an alchemist placement and a beast handler placement later on. And then upgrade it to a 002 smart spikes and set it to smart, because why else would we get smart spikes? And then just at some point, whenever you can afford it, remove this building or build this building. Yeah, I think build this building. And then place a village, not as bottom right as possible. Like, set it up to be as bottom right as possible, and then just move it left a bit. This will be pretty easy to do. And then just upgrade it to a 002 monkey commerce, as that discount is very helpful. And then, just whenever you can afford it, upgrade your spike factory to a 102 bigger stacks. Or bigger spikes, or whatever the heck it's called. I don't even know at this point. After round 39, upgrade your spike factory to a 302 spiked balls, and then place a 300 alchemist right below it as high as possible. You want it to be as high as possible, just so you can have an easier time placing a beast handler under it later, but it should still be fine if you can't place that beast handler there. So, yeah. And after round 42, which can seem a bit scary, but I've never died to it from all my testing, upgrade your Alchemist to a 400 Stronger Stimulant. Druid of the Jungle is already very good without it, but with it, it's just completely busted. So yeah, I'll see you when we can afford Spiked Mines, which should be on round 49. Whenever you can afford it, upgrade your Spike Factory to a 402 Spiked Mines. This guy will be our main mid-game carry, so all we gotta do now is just add a few finishing touches to the setup, like jungle drums on the village, and the middle crosspath on the Alchemist, and we can just start saving up for Spirit of the Forest straight away. So yeah, buy Jungle's Bounty in the middle of 51, and you just AFK until you get Spirit of the Forest from there. I came back early just to say that you can Hex on 64 if you get scared for whatever reason. Shouldn't be needed though. I've never had to use it, so you probably won't either. Unless Spiked Mines gets a massive nerf. These last few rounds really flew by, eh? Yeah, they kinda did. Anyways, upgrade your Jungle's Bounty to a Spirit of the Forest once you can afford it, which should be in the middle of round 74. And now we'll be going for our ZOMG killer, or the Orca. So, you should be able to fit a Beast Handler under your Alchemist if you've placed everything right, but if you can't, that's okay. Just place 4 base Beast Handlers for now, and we'll worry about them later. They should probably be in these specific spots. It doesn't really matter too much, just as long as you can fit a ninja and it's not anywhere near the Alchemist. Like, I check to see, but I don't place it. So now, at some point before around 80, all you gotta do, upgrade this middle one to an Orca, and place it over here as top left as possible. You want to make sure that it can eat ZOMGs and BFBs from the top lane. It's fine if it doesn't eat Moabs. And then just upgrade your other 3 Alta Piranhas, and merge them into it. And now, just upgrade all of them to Orca as well. But get, like, all of them to Barracuda, and then all of them to Great White, and then all of them to Orca, because that's usually the most efficient way to do it. Well, if we really wanted to, we could have used a lot more space and made it significantly cheaper by just spamming tier 1s, but I didn't feel like doing that, and there isn't really enough space on this map. So, yeah. Just start upgrading it to Orca. It's also very important, like very, very important that your Orca's on strong. I forget to show it here, but I do end up doing it later. And I'll show the part where I do set it to strong. Your second merging Orca should be afforded in the middle of round 84. After round 89, you should be able to afford your next Orca, but don't buy it quite yet. Don't buy it quite yet, as for round 90, I would highly recommend placing a cleansing foam right next to your sub on the right of it, and setting the cleansing foam somewhere so that it hits this lane for the DDTs. As you can see here, it's most likely not needed, as Spiked Mines just takes it, which, honestly, nice. But it's not entirely needed. And then after round 90, just set it over here so that it's not directly on the track, but that it's just slightly off it. The place where I do it is usually the best place. And your third Orca should be afforded in the middle of round 91, which is kind of neat, I guess. I don't know why I just refused to buy it here, but yeah. Third Orca acquired, and now we just need one more for it to be at max power and able to pull in ZOMGs. In the middle of round 94, your fourth and final Orca should be afforded, and now our big sharky boy, well not actually a shark, can eat ZOMGs and just does a lot of damage. You might think, why now have a Sabotage Ninja for round 95? You don't need it, but you do for 99. That's unrelated, but you don't need it for 99. Orca and Spirit of the Forest are just that good or something. If you feel scared, feel free to use a Hex, but if your Orca is dragging things backward, like mine is here, you should be completely fine. 96 just gets absolutely destroyed by our big fish boy and our jungle druid thingy, and we're just going to get a 040 Sabotage Ninja. This guy gets used once on round 99, and I'm not even sure if it's 100% needed, because sometimes I had to, sometimes I didn't have to. It's really just random. And watch our big fish boy just absolutely eat 97 for breakfast, or lunch or dinner, depending on what time you're watching this. Round 98 is really where I think this combo shines, because the Orca can break down a ton of the fortified BFB layers while taking out the ZOMGs simultaneously, and Spirit of the Forest does a great job cleaning up. Azili's damage over time effect also helps quite a lot here. And then, before round 99, upgrade that early game sub to a 042 First Strike, and use the Sabotage once DDTs show up and they start looking kinda scary. You should be able to just win if you use Sabotage. If you don't, you can still win, it's just a bit more unlikely. Well, it's still likely, but not 100% guaranteed. But then, for round 100, don't place a Spike Factory here. Build this building, and place it right over here. And then just upgrade it to a 032. 032 Mob Shredder set to Smart. And then, yeah. You can micro the Orca if you want to be 100% safe with your bad damage here, but for me it's always been pretty consistent. All you gotta do is just first strike once your Mob Shredder spikes have been eaten and your Orca has stopped attacking. So, yeah. I use it a bit late. You can use it slightly earlier, but yeah. If you've done that right, you should just win. Good job on your high finance black border. I hope this guide helped you out in some way. Have a nice rest of your day, and goodbye. And one last thanks to Sniper355 for submitting this strategy. I'm not entirely back, but I might start uploading a bit more often. I kind of just haven't felt like it, and I've been messing around a lot with Geometry Dash 2.2.